All right. Oh, all right, guys. Sorry. All right. Good morning. What's up? What's up? Morning, morning. Corsair Gaming up 9% pre-market. Is it? What is Corsair's ticker? Corsair. Is it CRS? Not sure what it is. It says CORS is Corsair. Oh, here it is. CRSR. That's right. Yeah, it's up. What's it up on? It joins the S&P 500 small caps. I think that might be what it is. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so that stock's been beat down, but yeah, that's up this morning. So yesterday we got some upside. We got a nice little push. I mean, it was, again, it felt like that push yesterday was like pulling teeth out. It was just like very slow and very hard to even get any type of real move. But we did sort of hold up. We moved higher, and we sort of held there. So we did that yesterday. But today we have a lot of question marks. We have FOMC minutes, which comes out at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is definitely going to affect what happens here. We saw some very insane strength from semiconductors. If you guys saw that, semiconductors, stocks like Nvidia, Qualcomm, MU, AMAT, strength from AMD as well. So a lot of strength from semiconductors, which I'm definitely going to watch again today. That was a very nice move yesterday on those. Definitely led the market. Was moving without the market for most of the day. So strong outperformance there. We'll talk about it. We got a little bit of a pullback on energy, which held up a very nice level. So we'll take a look at the energy stocks today, which gave us a nice pullback, which are actually up this morning. We got some earnings from Upstart and Roblox. We'll take a look at those. We will, try our best to sort of stay keep away from trying to put too much in this market still with the Russian and Ukraine stuff going on. I think that's going to fade. That is my personal opinion, guys. I think that whole headline, everything is going to sort of fade a little bit. I know this is usually what happens. You get the big headlines, the big panic when, potential conflict is coming, and it usually tends to fade. I think people and countries in general like to find a way to resolve the conflicts. I can't speak for Russia and Ukraine because it's a little different, I believe. I don't know exactly what happens over there, but we'll see what happens. That definitely seems to be fading a little bit. We did get a little bit of a push higher yesterday as well because in the pre-market, in the futures, because of the easing fears of that whole situation. So let's see what happens today. We really didn't make that big of a move yesterday. If we zoom out, we look at the daily chart, which we will today, we're sort of still in the same scenario, and we still have FOMC minutes to watch out for today, so it's going to be pretty volatile. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at everything today. Let's get ourselves prepared for the day. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. Let's bring out the calendar. Let's get started. So today, we will look at futures, of course, earnings calendar. Let's bring that up real quick just to get ourselves prepared. We have Nvidia today. Very, very interesting Nvidia. This is a play that I am going to put a little bit of risk on, guys. So, I know it's not that smart. I know it's not the smartest thing to do with my $100. But it is something that I want to have some risk in. I have shares of Nvidia. I want to have a small contract on Nvidia. I know it's not smart. I know it's not. But this is one of the few times where I'll be willing to risk $100 on an earnings play. Every few times a year when earnings come out, I like to take some shots. I'm not going to play every single earnings that comes out, but Nvidia is one that I'm going to play. Just being transparent with you guys, being upfront. This is one that I am going to have money in. So Nvidia is today. That is after close. I think Nvidia is a killer name. I think they're going to crush earnings. I'm very biased for Nvidia. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a biased guy versus Nvidia. I think it's a great name. I think it's a company that's in insane demand. I could be extremely wrong. extremely wrong. But I'm just letting you guys know. So Nvidia, after hours today, Shopify was this morning. It's moving lower on earnings. Trade Desk, Crocs was this morning. Nvidia after hours, QuantumScape, Cisco, DoorDash, Fastly, some other decent ones after hours, but Nvidia's the big one. That's going to be huge. Before earnings tomorrow, or before the bell tomorrow, Palantir, Walmart, Fiverr, and then after close on Thursday, Roku, Shake Shack, Redfin, that's a real estate name, DraftKings. So nothing else I'm very interested in. I am interested to see what happens on Roku. Maybe I'll play the continuation on Roku because that thing's been beat down. Maybe that finds a little bit of life. But today, after hours, guys, Nvidia, that's what I'm really interested in. So let's see what happens. That's obviously, if you want to play other names, it's going to move. If Nvidia moves, it's going to move AMD. It's going to move Qualcomm. It's going to move MU. It's going to move all these chip names. It's going to move all these chip names. Yeah, Paul, that's exactly what I bought. So I have a 290 call. I bought it at $2. We'll see what happens. So NASDAQ, or actually, you know what? Let's go economic calendar real quick. We don't want to forget about that. We do not want to forget about economic calendar. So here's economic calendar, guys. Today, we have retail sales this morning in about 23 minutes, which we will definitely see what happens. That will probably, we'll go further than 100 in the Marlins to win the series. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a decently spent $100. I'd rather spend it on Nvidia earnings than some stupid thing. So FOMC minutes tonight at 2:30. That is something, not tonight, intraday today, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be big, guys. Please, if you are here on the live stream, please do not have large positions through this. Anything that I have, I'm going to be comfortable through this. I want to make sure everything I have in my portfolio, I am 100% accepting of the risk through the 2:30 FOMC minutes. So that is going to cause volatility. That is going to be interesting to see what happens. We basically all you need to know, guys, here is that if the Federal Reserve stays on track with what they have talked about and prepared the market for, then I do not expect a large downside move. As long as what they come out and say that they talked about in their last meeting is similar to what they have prepared the market for, then I would not expect major downside. Now, if they come out with something surprising, something that is very aggressive, something that is not being priced into this market, then you guys know what the reaction is going to be, right? It's going to be some pretty ugly downside. So there's going to be two moves probably. There might be like a first downside move and then a recovery, or there might be a quick move to the upside and then it sort of fades back to where it started. There's going to be a lot of volatility. So be careful here, guys. 2:30. It's impossible for us to try to game plan and try to predict what happens here. All we need to do is prepare ourselves into it, manage your risk into it, and if you want, you can try to play around the volatility. But just be careful here, guys. It's gonna be probably pretty aggressive. So yeah, YOLO Vin. Yeah, there's always one or two amateur genius that I have to take. There's always one or two. For me, guys, and I'm just being real with you guys. If I did not spend $100 on Nvidia and the thing went absolutely berserk to the upside, I would be more upset with myself than if I lost $100. So when I think about it like that, that is my inner degenerate coming out. But I couldn't sleep at night if I didn't take $100 shot on Nvidia on a stock that I absolutely love everything about, that I know just learning about the company is absolutely killing it and is so important to our future. I would be more upset with myself if I did not take a shot on it than lose $100. So yeah, it's just it's not smart. So make sure you guys know, putting money on earnings, it's not smart. It's not a high probability trade. Definitely not. All right, guys. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get started here on NQ. So Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely conscious of it. Yeah, definitely conscious of the decision I am making. So NASDAQ, here's the daily chart, guys, right? Here's the daily chart, and we can see, we are still sort of holding the big hold that we have seen is still down here in like the 14,000 range, right? That is like the big level that continues to sort of hold this market higher, all the way from back here in March. This high sort of is holding up this market, right? You guys can see previous highs, and that is holding up this market. Now, we are in a consolidation mode, and it's very difficult to know, which direction this thing wants to break out of. It's sort of right in the middle of this channel. You're at the bottom of 14,000. Your top is around 15,150, right? Which way does this thing want to break out? You've made lower lows, but you've made lower highs, but you've also made higher lows. So you're sort of in a wedge now, like this, and like this, and I think it's anyone's best guess right now, depending on what the market is feeling, depending on what the future news, that we see out of this market, the future headlines, the future economic releases. That is what I think is going to, sort of sway the decision of this move. And that's where we have to be careful, because trying to guess what happens here is going to be very difficult. You guys can see we're sort of in this wedge on the daily chart. Do we get this or do we get this? And I'm just going to be someone that waits for the clear direction. Of course, I know that, this is a great entry. If you guess it right, you're going to make a ton of money. Right? If you can guess this larger move correctly, in like right now, while we're sort of chopping here, you're gonna obviously make a lot of money. However, you are exposing yourself to a very low probability chance, and that is just what I don't like to do. With large risk. Maybe you take some small shots. Jesus. 45 days old, watching you every morning. Welcome, MG. So, this is a low probability shot that you have here, but, it's going to be very interesting to see which way this market wants to move out from that. That's just, it's a great question. Yeah, it's a very good question. I wish I had the answer to, but for now, we just have to sort of watch what occurs here on a daily basis. Here's the 4-hour chart on the NASDAQ, guys, and you can clearly see this is just some pretty intense chop. This is a double top, you can see right here, and this is a pretty much double bottom. You have 4 bottoms here. This is like a 5 bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's crazy, man. It really is. I mean, anyone that's trying to guess what happens here, guys, it's just not possible. So if you have someone that's like in your ear saying which way the market's going to go, trust me, guys, they're just guessing too. There is nothing here that is telling anyone what the actual move is. Everyone that is saying that they know where this is going is just basing it off of their beliefs of the overall market and economy, and they're like either one side saying, oh, inflation's so bad the market's going to tank, and the other side saying, oh, everything's priced in and we're going higher, right? And I just can't take either side of that right now. I just can't. I can't look myself in the eyes and tell people like on YouTube or my friends and try to tell them which way this market's going. It's just not possible. So I believe, that I'm a believer in just watching price action, guys. If you come to my channel, I'm never going to make bold statements and try to guess which direction the market is going to go, because that has never proven to be a good strategy, to try to guess and time the market. We just have to wait for some price action to show us the story, because right now we are doing nothing but chopping in this range. So let's see what happens. I mean, that's all I can tell you, with honest truth, with being a real, someone that's not trying to impress someone by guessing which direction this goes. I think we just need to continue to watch this on a daily basis. If we start to creep towards these highs, we need to see how the strength looks. If we start to push down towards these lows, we need to see if we start to reject. And that's all we can do. As of right now, it's chop mode. And it's intraday volatility that maybe you can take some trades off of. But as of right now, we are literally right in the center of this chop. So That's the NASDAQ. And we just need to watch this on an intraday basis. Maybe today FOMC minutes gives us some idea of where this thing wants to go. We just need a little bit of a hint. So here's ES. We have, that same exact sort of formation. Here's your channel. You have the higher lows right there. And see, this one is a little interesting because you don't have lower highs. You have basically a flat top here. So you have resistance, resistance, resistance. You sort of have an ascending triangle or an ascending wedge, whatever you want to call it. Sort of like this. You guys can see it, right? Higher lows and a flat top. So, this is going to be something we have to watch as well. If we break below these lows, guys, if we break below the lows of, what is this, the 14th? This was Monday? If we break below the lows of Monday, then yeah, I think you're definitely coming back down to the 4,300s. You do not want to break the lows of Monday here. That is going to be big. So right here, guys, 4,300 on the ES, you're going to want to hold that. If you hold that pivot, if you break that pivot low, you're going to be moving down to the previous lows of around 43. If you push back higher, we just need to watch the 4,600 area. This could be a triple top, or this could be a very big breakout zone. So 4,600 to the upside, 4,360 to the downside. Here's your range. And yeah, I mean, you could call that a bear flag, absolutely, Joshua. That's usually what a bear flag will look like. But, if can you take a play off of it? I don't think so, right? Sometimes technicals show themselves, but knowing other things in the market, is it really smart to take that play? Like, would I take a put here because I see a bear flag? Probably not, because I know how many other things are affecting this market, right? I don't think this market's just going to move on the fact that there's a bear flag here. It's going to be a lot of other factors. So, the bear flag, yeah, potentially there. You have that increasing high. You can see higher low and that flat top. So this is what I'm watching on the ES, guys. Just looking to see, do we go here or do we try to test Monday's lows? Which direction does this market want to start pushing in? Because right now it is at a exact middle, and you're sort of rejecting. If I have to be honest here, you are sort of starting to reject. This is something I would watch. There's 44.40. If I go to the 15-minute, you might be able to see this better. Actually, you know what? Hourly. Here we go. Check this out. So you guys see this hourly chart? You guys see this support, support, support? This is sort of where the market stalled yesterday as resistance. So support, support, support into potential resistance. So we need to watch this level right here. This is a big level, right around this 44.50. Yeah, technicals have been tough recently, man. I got to be honest. Technicals move well in a market that does not react to like headlines. Technicals are not good when you have sudden knee-jerk reactions in the market, because you'll get it. Hey, look at this nice little uptrend today. I like this. This is a nice technical formation. And then boom, Russia-Ukraine news comes out. Boing, straight to the downside. Technicals are tough when you have big news that is affecting this market. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to trust. You have to understand that. Technicals do not hold up in economic news, in macroeconomic news. It does not hold up. So here's the Dow. Let's go out to the 4-hour and let's take a look at this. And we're basically in the same scenario, guys, right? Basically, assuming we're about to enter a discount opportunity for overall market, to use any technicals for entry, didn't buy. So, Anthony, if you're talking about like long-term portfolio, long-term investing, I buy stocks every single week, and I just dollar cost average. So on a daily or on a weekly basis, I have my M1 Finance account that just automatically buys the stocks that I choose on a weekly basis, and I don't care about anything else. I just continue to buy. A good quote that I saw yesterday, I think it was from Warren Buffett, is exactly what I'm doing for my long term. All I'm focused on is gaining more ownership in companies that I believe in. I don't care how much I'm down in the short term. I don't care how much I'm down unrealized. My whole goal right now as a 27-year-old is to gain more ownership in companies that I like. I don't care how much I'm down, in the short term. It doesn't matter to me. All I care about is how many shares do I have, and I'll continue to do that as long as I have the liquidity to do so. So, if you're a long-term investor, if you want to gain a nice portfolio, if you want to start investing in a long-term portfolio, stop looking at where you're buying it. Stop looking at, how much you're down unrealized. Just start gaining ownership in companies that you trust. And I'm not talking like AMC and GameStop. I'm talking Apple. I'm talking, this is subjective, but for me, guys, it's Apple, it's Google, it's Microsoft, it's Home Depot, it's AbbVie, it's what else do I got in there? It's Nvidia, it's AMD, those names. I like those. Those are the names I like. Those are the names I think will be around in the future. Could be wrong on some of them, but that is what I'm focused on. I'm gaining ownership in these companies so that when I'm 60 years old, I have a few $1 million in a portfolio, and that's it. I can retire. And I can retire off portfolio loans, and I can take portfolio loans at 2% interest, at 1% interest, because I got a few million in a long-term investment, portfolio, because I just stuck to the plan, and I didn't, try to time the market, on the upside or downside. So YM, Dow, uptrend, very nice. 34,700. That is the area right here. You guys can see resistance, turning into support. I mean, we're just in the same scenario, guys. 1-800-Flowers. I got 1-800-Flowers in my long term. So here's around 35,600, and we're just sort of in this range. I mean, that's all it is, guys. It's the same thing every morning for the futures. I don't want to stop showing you guys the futures, but I think it's, I have to. But it's the same thing every day. We're in this range, 34,700, 35,600. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. So that is, let's go Russell. RTY. You can buy ETFs, absolutely, Charles. I have two different things. So I have my more aggressive long-term, which is the stocks that I talked about. The other, my SEP IRA, my IRA that is, that I can't touch, like physically cannot do anything in. I just buy the SPY, the QQQ, the VYM, and the VNQ. That's it. So that is, that's SPY, that's QQQ, VNQ, I believe, I get them two mixed up, but VNQ and VYM are real estate ETF and high yield dividend ETF. I just buy those four with my IRA because I really don't care to beat the market in that portfolio. I just try to track the market. So VYM, VNQ, SPY, and QQQ, those are four stocks I buy in my IRA. And then in my more aggressive, I guess you could call, individual long-term investment account, that's where I buy individual names. That's my M1 account. So, yeah, that's what I do. All right, Russell, 2100. Right there, 2100. That's it, guys. That's all you got to worry about on the Russell, 2100. So watch out for that. Being bearish flowers is no way to live your life. I agree. All right, so that's the futures, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into we're going to talk about semis, which were on fire yesterday. We're going to talk about Upstart earnings, Tesla nearing resistance, XLE. We talked about this the other day. XLE yesterday, energy had a pullback, and they're touching the 20 SMAs. XOM, CVX, XLE, all at the 20 SMA on the daily chart. This looks like a very good opportunity. So watch that, 20 SMA. Nvidia, daily wedge. We'll talk about that. We obviously have earnings coming up. Roblox, big 60 support. If we break 60, I think there's more downside, so watch that. Airbnb broke above a big resistance level, and we're going to talk about the banks, the financials. That is something that I want to watch today. So let's do it. Nvidia, monster day. And we're just going to look at semis in general. So yesterday, Nvidia was up about 10% almost, which is insanity. You can see almost all day the stock went up. Right here, all day, stock went up and up, slightly sideways in the after hours. but semiconductors were insane. SOX L. Here's SOX L. This is the SOXL. This is the 3 times bullish for semiconductors. What was this thing up yesterday? This was up, about 10% yesterday. So, Nvidia, one of the big ones, guys, was MU. This thing went wild. This stock, what was this up yesterday from the lows? This was up, this was only up 6%, really. It seemed like it went up a lot more. Intraday, it was a beast. MU, Micron, guys, on the daily chart is coming into a very, very big resistance level. Look at this. T. Charles, thank you, man. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the support. So here's Micron, guys. Look at this thing. It pushed up insane yesterday. And look at where it's coming into. Look at this resistance here. 98. If this thing can break 98, you might get a nice move. But look at how strong this stock has outperformed in this market. Micron is sitting at, is this all-time highs? Micron is sitting at all-time highs, almost, just about, when you have a market that's sort of weak right now. So very interesting to see this really strong outperformance on Micron. I would 100% be watching this stock, guys. This stock has momentum. This stock has strength. Very nice bounce off this 76. Look at that little retest. 98, big level. Could definitely see this happen if we get any strength on NQ, any strength on the chips again. Big move. MU. Keep that on watch, guys. Watch that upside resistance, that at all-time high. Qualcomm continues to hold up, which is wild. And yesterday, basically, all it did was try to come back into this channel. So you see all these circles. It's not very pretty, but here's all that resistance up there, and here is all that support down here. Let me clean this up just a little bit. So you have this resistance, or you had that previous support around 174, and then you have the resistance up at 190. Qualcomm did break below, but you can see how quickly it wanted to get back within this range. So I think Qualcomm probably tries to get back above 174, maybe tries to get back into this chop. But this stock also, guys, is only 8% off its all-time highs, and you can see it's holding up very, very nice. So Qualcomm, big day for that one. What's the ticker? Oh man, I forgot the ticker. Let me go AMD. AMD, another chip name, very strong yesterday. You guys can see that. So basically, guys, I don't want to bore you with all the chip names, but just know that chips outperformed pretty big yesterday, and I want to see if that continues today. We can see here on AMD, it looks like it's trying to make a higher low as of right now. We can see right here. Yeah, TSM's another one. Right here, you guys can see a little bit of a higher low that formed on AMD. You just have some really tough resistance up here at around 130. AMATs, yes, sorry. I don't know why I was thinking. I think I was thinking a combination of TSM and AMAT. So yeah, those two. Sorry, guys. I get a little confused sometimes. It's early still. I was thinking TSM and AMAT, so I was thinking TMAT. So here's this higher low here on AMD. Very nice. A little bit of an upside move. This is what I'd watch right here, guys. 131. 131 on AMD. If you get that push right here, that could be very nice. Maybe you get a little bit of upside off of Nvidia earnings. I would watch for that sympathy move. So right there, you guys can see AMD had a very big turnaround day, very strong day, 4-hour chart. It sort of looks like the market, doesn't it? Sort of looks like it's tracking the market. But higher low just got put in. We need that higher high. We need that higher high on AMD. TSM's been sort of not the strongest one. This is probably one that I would stay a little bit away from. You guys can see it really hasn't done much. They had a killer earnings and it just never got above. It looks like there must be a lot, I don't want to say the word, but a lot of sellers at this 125. I mean, look at how it's holding this stock down. So watch this 125 on TSM. I probably would stay away from this one. It's just proven not to be a good mover. AMAT's very similar, right? You can see big day yesterday, but it just has very hard time getting over this 143. So if I had to pick, the ones to watch, guys, it would probably be Nvidia. You have to watch Nvidia. You have to watch AMD. And then I would just keep an eye on Qualcomm and MU. I think those are the ones to watch. MU definitely seems the strongest when you look at the charts. Or of course you could just watch, the overall sector. You had the Tower Semiconductor got acquired by Intel, right? So that's another one. But yeah, so just big moves on semis, guys. Just too much time. I'm just gonna keep going. But guys, right now retail sales is coming out. Let's see what it looks like. Let me know if you guys get the news on retail sales. But right now, nothing really coming out. We'll see if there's anything that goes on here. It looks like the market's getting a little bit of movement. Just keep me updated. Say it in the chat if it's actually worth looking at, and I'll push over to it. So Upstart, guys, let's talk Upstart. Upstart, it's man, it sort of just felt like it was gonna happen, right? It sort of just seemed like it had to happen. Upstart, big downside move, came all the way back. Had great earnings and had a 400 million share repurchase program. So big, very, very big on that repurchase and on this hold here around $80. Let's quickly go over to what the chat's saying. Retail sales month over month 3.3. Forecast was 1%. Wow, that's a big beat. That's a monster beat, isn't it? How's the market like that? Does it like it? It's okay. I mean, it's not like exploding off that. It's holding up. That's a pretty big retail sales beat, isn't it? Damn. US X autos 3.3, X autos and gas 3.8. Month over month. Thanks for the news, guys. This is awesome that you have it in here. Yeah, so pretty big beat on retail sales. Let's see what happens on the market. Let's see how it reacts to it. Right now, I would just say it's sort of consolidating and holding. Retail sales surged 3% in January. Much more than expected amid inflation rise. Americans don't care about inflation, man. They're buying wherever the hell they can buy. Hey, whatever. Hey, I got $20. I'm going to buy something. That's how it is. Yeah, I'm just messing around, guys. Don't get it worked up. But yeah. People look to retail sales continuing. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Let's get some work done here. I feel like I haven't gotten any work done here. All right, Upstart. So, big move here, right, on Upstart. Big move. You guys can see that. On earnings. The expected move was, I think, 25 or 30. So I think we got that. We're just about. Oh, we're close. We're really close. We're up about 20. Ooh. We're up about $24. So this is going to be interesting. If anyone has Upstart calls, it's going to be real close. So let's see what happens around 132. Definitely want to see this hold at open if you have call options, because it's getting really close to the expected move. However, I'm going to look for continuation here, guys. I'm definitely going to look for Can you look for SBC? Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Let me get through some of the original stuff. Stick around towards the end. We'll look at SBC. So, I'm definitely going to look for continuation. You guys can see we bounced very nicely off this 82 area, and we're starting to get that earnings move. If there's no continuation, then this is going to come right back to where it was. It could almost just be something that people sell into because they finally have some profits back, which is very possible. If they don't truly believe in this company, everyone that's sort of bag holding from like the mid 100s could very well start dumping their shares here, which could cause that thing to come right back down. But if there's some strength, if there's some, belief back into this company, then maybe you get a continuation move. The last time that Upstart gapped up on earnings was right here, and we can see what happened. Now, however, I don't believe Upstart's going to make this move again. This was a very different market environment, guys. You have to understand that. This was irrational risk-on behavior on the market. Right now, that's not the behavior of the market. So I don't think you're going to see that again. Let's see what happens today, but it is a good one to watch for continuation. Tesla is nearing resistance, and I want everyone to be careful here because the closer we get to around 945, 950, the heavier this stock is going to get. So right here, guys, this is Tesla on the 4-hour chart. As we start to approach this 945, 950, you need to be careful. You can clearly see what happened in the past when we get into these levels. It is very clear. There's no reason to be surprised if Tesla falls off this level because it has happened multiple times in the past and it can very well happen again. So let's see what happens. 950, 945. Let's see if it tries to break through. I have been saying if we get a break through this level, I really believe we can actually move. Just looking at this 4-hour chart makes me believe that. If you can break the top of this resistance, I think you can actually get a move here. But you need to get through. So let's see if we can get through here at 945. Let's see if we can get through there. 945 on Tesla. XLE. We talked about this yesterday, guys, and we talked about the 20 SMA pullback on energy. And look at what we got yesterday. This is beautiful stuff. Look at this 20 SMA pullback on the XLE, guys. I would definitely watch energy today. It's up already in the pre-market. I would definitely watch energy today. Look at that 20 SMA bounce. This could very easily do exactly what it did right here. Very easily could do the exact same thing. So please watch energy today. Watch to see if you get that strength. Look at this 20 SMA bounce. It's very identical to this move right here. Almost identical. So let's see if we can get ahead of it. Watching that today. XLE. XOM. One of the largest stocks in the XLE ETF. Look at the 20 SMA hold. Watch that 20 SMA on XLE or XOM. You have a little bit of a flag, little pullback to the 20. If you get this push, I think you can very well see another push to all-time highs. Or not all-time highs, to 83, previous highs. So watch that 20 SMA on XOM. And then finally, the second largest in the sector, or in the ETF, CVX. Look at this 20 SMA. 20 SMA bounced the last time it pulled back. 20 SMA now. Does it bounce off this level? That's what I'm watching today. So 20 SMA across all energy, the big energy plays, right? XLE is the ETF. You have XOM and you have CVX. All sitting at the 20 SMAs. Watch that today. I think that could be a very, very good watch. So, Nvidia. I don't know, man. I'm biased. I have to be honest. What's Facebook doing? Everyone's freaking out about Facebook. Yeah, it is dropping. What's it doing? What's going on with this stock? You got news? Mark Zuckerberg tells Facebook employees they are now MetaMates. What the hell is wrong with that company? Oh, man. Why is Facebook dropping? Does this have to do with retail sales? How does Facebook correlate to retail sales? Something with advertising? Anyone know the news on Facebook? Is it everything or is it just Facebook? Google privacy changes. Is that what it is? Meta crash. Lawsuit. There's always something with this company, man. That's why I can't invest in it. It's always something. It's so susceptible. That's the problem with Facebook. It comes down to that. It's the one thing I don't like about Facebook. It is so susceptible to so much. Like, it's susceptible to technology changes. It's susceptible to what other companies are doing, like privacy changes. It's susceptible to whatever Apple does. If Apple changes things, Facebook gets screwed. It's susceptible to the government, trying to crack down on what they're doing. Just a lot of stuff going on with this company. So, yeah, that sucks, guys. Yeah, a little bit of downside here on Facebook. Looks like a little bit of news. Maybe we look for more downside. I mean, geez, man, this thing's just getting crushed. What are we at? We're at this thing has not even came back at all. We're at lows. Jeez. Let's see on the weekly chart. Blame it on my Dan. Whenever I hear enemies now, I think about the Tinder swindler. I need a meme with Mark Zuckerberg and the enemies or something like that. 210, guys. I think 210. 210. Anyways, so Facebook's taking a hit, guys. Watch that to the downside today. All right, Nvidia, guys. I can't help but think that on a good earnings, this stock is going to break out of this downtrend with some extreme strength. This has happened in the past, and it's been extremely nice. Like, we've had, something like this. We've had this flag breakout. We've had these flag breakouts in the past. This one's much larger. Looking at the size and scale of this pullback is ridiculous when you look at these other little movements. Before this chart was a thing, before this run was a thing, I thought these were big movements, right? When we were looking at this, we're like, oh, look at this big flag right here. And then boom, it's like a monster flag. So, let's see here. I got to believe on good earnings, this thing tries to break over this downtrend. And if it does, I think there could be opportunity. This is all that I'm watching right now, guys. I think there is opportunity here. If we get over this downtrend, that's the key word. If we get over this downtrend. If we get over this downtrend, there's got to be some momentum here. Maybe even back towards the 300s. So maybe, I believe, like right in here around the 285s and then maybe the 300s. But you just need good earnings and you need a good reaction to it. If it gets over this flag, I think there's going to be a lot of short covering. I think there's going to be a nice squeeze here over this downtrend. And that's what I would look for. So I'm definitely interested. On the flip side, guys, this could just be another nasty rejection, and this thing's going to move right back down to 208, which would make me sad because I'm a long-term investor in Nvidia. I don't really want to see that happen, but if it happens, I'll just have to buy more shares of it down into 200s. However, would love to see this nice little breakout today. So let's see what happens. Earnings are today, guys. It's a total gamble. Not recommending anyone trying to guess what happens here. I'm putting I have about $200 on the line here. Just something that I'm willing to take, something I'm willing to risk. I know it's not smart. You don't need to lecture me in the comments. I totally understand that it's not a good idea, but Nvidia is a stock that I have a lot of belief in, and I'm very biased. So just being transparent with you guys, I want to see Nvidia kill it here. So Nvidia, we'll either be very happy tomorrow or we'll all talk about, how I was wrong tomorrow in the live stream. So either way, it'll be fun because we can come back tomorrow and laugh about it. I have a 290 call for Friday expiration. 290 call Friday expiration. Spent about $200. We'll see what happens. If it goes to the expected move, those will go in the money. If it goes the expected move, those will go in the money, right? So it just has to beat the expected move. If it beats the expected move, it goes in the money. Those contracts will definitely be very nice tomorrow. So that's Nvidia, guys. Let's see what happens today. It's going to be exciting. You can keep me in your mind when this happens. You'll know whether I'm happy or I'm sad. You'll know whether I'm happy or sad tonight when you see what happens on Nvidia expected move or Nvidia earnings. So Roblox. Really ugly, guys. Remember we talked about this little uptrend, maybe this potential flag. You can see not good. Not good at all. We can see it started to hold this, and then boom, we got the flag breakdown right there. You can see upside, 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 bad earnings, and we are falling pretty heavy right now. And it looks like is Facebook affecting this move? It might be. We're down below 60, which is not good here. Look at this. It's a NASDAQ falling. 5 minute. Yeah. A little bit of controversy, it seems, this morning on some of these social media names. But yeah, look at Roblox, guys. Roblox taking a hit here under 60. That's not good. This could be a very nice downside play today. 60 was big right here, guys. Look at this. Look at this 60 level. This was a big level that needed to hold on Roblox. If that does not hold, if we don't come back into that, you're coming down to at least 56, if not 53. So watch this today. This could be a very nice downside play. Right here, hourly chart. I want to go hourly, not 4 hour. It keeps going 4 hour. Here we go. Hourly. You can see it a little bit better. Right there. Look at that. Support, 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 and then boom. Right under 60. Flush through 60. I would look for the 56s or the 53s today. That's nasty. You could definitely get some continuation there. Airbnb. So I haven't traded Airbnb recently. First of all, the option contracts are insanity. It's like someone just is like drank too much Red Bull. The contracts are just insane. I mean, they move like craziness, and I don't like to deal with it. And also the intraday volatility is crazy as well. The moves on these candles are just huge. I mean, these are like dollar candles to both directions. This is not even that bad of a day. There's worse times than that. So I don't really like to trade Airbnb. I don't like its behavior when I'm trading in it because it's just very sporadic. But I will say, guys, you can see Airbnb is breaking above this pretty big resistance level today. I would look for some movement here. You guys can see this was a big level at 176. Resistance, resistance, resistance. You got the break. You got the pullback. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And you got this breakout on earnings. So keep an eye on this today, guys. This is a nice little earnings move. Maybe you get the retest, something like this, and then you get the push higher, right? But Airbnb, definitely one that I would keep an eye out for, guys. It could definitely find some continuation today off of good earnings. Nice push higher. Sort of in a no man's land right here. You know, you can see it's above this sort of resistance level. So not much up here until maybe around this 187, and then you guys can see it went crazy here at 212. So watch that breakout on Airbnb today. Definitely worth keeping an eye out for. All right, financials. JPM. Let's look at JPM and Goldman Sachs. Let's just go quickly through them. Well, really, I want to bring it up today is, guys, watch this with FOMC. Watch to see what happens on these names when FOMC comes out. If they talk heavy about rates, interest rates, maybe you get some short-term upside. It's very interesting to me, though, because, you know, banks have really not gotten the move that I expected with a potentially higher interest rate environment, right? I thought banks would actually have a very nice continuation move. Not happening. So, you know, that's something I'm a little bit cautious of. But let's see what happens today on FOMC. Let's see what the reaction is to banks. Here's the XLF. The XLF sort of just chilling near highs. You have Bank of America. You have Wells Fargo, which have all sort of been chilling, not much momentum. But let's see what happens today on FOMC. Keep an eye, at least keep the XLF up on your screen when FOMC comes out. They are at it's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so that is what I had, guys. We got to look at SBCE for our friend in the chat, so let's quickly look at that. Yeah, guys, I mean, SBCE is just going to be a little bit of a momentum play. You know, it's probably moving higher. I don't know if there was news, but there's definitely some short squeeze going on. You have earnings coming up. People are probably getting into this thing before earnings. Just you know, just play this smart, guys. It's not going to run up forever. If you're in the, you know, I would buy shares, guys. I would buy shares. If you're going to play this thing, the best play is to buy shares here and let it just go and not worry about expiration. That's what I would do here if you really want to get an SBCE. This is a dirt cheap price that has never seen all-time lows. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you buy these shares at the, you know, below, you know, maybe below, it's about $10 now. Let's say you buy shares at $10 and, you know, in the future, this thing's trading for 40 again. I don't know, but that's how I would play it. That's the right way to play it. Don't trade short-term calls on this unless you really need, you need your fix. If you really need to take advantage, if you really need to trade this, I have no interest in doing that. It just seems like I'm going to lose money. The second I think about trading SBC, I say, nope, you're going to lose money. So, yeah, I mean, great, guys. Calls made over 1,000%. Absolutely incredible. I'm not taking anything away from that opportunity. It's very difficult. You got to catch it right. But let's see. Could happen again today. Definitely can play calls. But I think the longer-term opportunity is just to buy some shares. Maybe let this thing ride if you really think it continues. I don't know. Could be wrong. But, yeah, you might get some momentum. Just watch out for earnings. Earnings are, what is this, the 22nd? Looks like it's just a little bit of a short squeeze. I don't know if there was news. Starting reservations for space flights. That's why. So you got a little bit of news, starting reservations for space flights, and then you get the short squeeze. All right. So now we are going to quickly go into what the members want to look at. Let me see what the members got today. Hold on one second. All right. So let me go to the Google Docs. Expected move for Nvidia, I believe, is $25, if I'm not mistaken. $20 now. Oh, it went down. That's pretty good, actually. That's good for me. So it went down, the expected move. All right, so we got AMD, we looked at Nike, VMW, Apple, and Abby. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's do this real quick and let's get out of here. Press the like button, guys, if you could, real quick. If you guys are enjoying the stream, press that like button. That would be greatly appreciated. So here we go, guys. Nike. I like this little area here. I like this area. It just needs to hold, guys. It needs to hold this support right here around. It just can't break these lows. That's what it can't do. So let me get in a little bit more in depth. That's what it just can't do. It cannot break this pivot low. If it breaks this low, you're going lower. So you have a very defined channel right now. From here, it cannot break those lows, and I think it needs to get probably at least above 150. If you can get that move, then maybe you get some momentum. But do you want to trade Nike here? It's just too choppy. I would wait for either the confirmation of that breakout, or if you're looking for downside, the confirmation of the breakdown. So just wait for this channel to show you guys what to do. Trading these stocks when they're sitting in channels is literally impossible. You're guessing. That's all you're doing. VMware. Remember we talked about this one? We talked about getting puts at the top. It worked out beautifully. So if you got puts here at the top, then I would look for downside. I would continue to look for downside. If you are looking to play upside now, it looks like you have 100 SMA on the daily chart. Here's one thing that I will give you, just a general advice and general recommendation for using simple moving averages. When a stock is sideways, they're not even there. I don't even pretend they're there. If I see a stock that's sideways, I do not look at the moving averages because they are not strong in sideways markets. Moving averages, simple moving averages, and exponential moving averages are only strong in a trending stock. As you guys can see, VMware is completely sideways. The moving averages are just playing around. It's like they're playing in the playground. They're just so going up and down and up and down and up and down, sort of crossing each other, going back above each other. This is not strong moving average, stuff here, right? This is not a strong moving average. Look at all these lines. It just looks like nothing. So, I see what you wrote about 100 SMA on the daily. I see it. It's definitely reacting to it in some sense. So maybe there is something there. But just in general, be careful trusting moving averages when they are just sideways like this. It's not a very strong environment. Here's my example for you guys real quick. If you go to the 1 minute chart on Tesla yesterday, look at the moving averages. You can see how they make absolutely no sense. It does nothing for the stock. And when you look at the moving averages on Nvidia yesterday, look at that. Look at that. Look at how they break out from each other. Look at how they fan out and how they hold. That's nice. When you see it start to fan like that, that's what you want to look for. When it looks like this, no good. No bueno. When you see that, you do not want to see that. So just a real quick tip. Moving averages don't mean much in a sideways market. All right, Apple. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Apple. I'll always be bullish on Apple. I'm just, I'm probably a bad person to ask about Apple because it's, I think, the best stock. It's got $200 and something billion in cash. The balance sheet is absurd. It's not going anywhere. So this will continue to be a safety tech play, in my opinion. I think it's a great stock to be dollar cost averaging into. I love the hold at 168 right here. That was beautiful. Previous support, previous support, previous support. Little inverse head and shoulders. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your head. Here's your right shoulder. And I'm looking for that upside. I'm looking for that upside. You just need to get above 177. That's the tough level. 177. All right, last but not least, the best stock. I can't even... I just said Apple's the best stock. What's AbbVie? AbbVie's the second best stock. AbbVie is, I tell everyone that asks about starting a long-term portfolio, they have to have this stock in their long-term. AbbVie is a must-hold. It provides an incredible dividend, and it also provides growth. There are not many companies that are providing this type of growth, over its lifetime, and providing the dividend that it does. I mean, look at AbbVie over its lifetime here. I can't even go back. Did it IPO in 2013? Here's AbbVie stock over, since 2013, right? Just look at that growth. That's great growth. That's incredible. And as it was growing like this, up however much this is from IPO, about 300%, it's also provided dividends. So I think this is a great name. It's a little bit extended here. I have to be honest. This is probably not a place that I would be, very, very interested. I would probably I just add on a weekly basis at this point. But look for pullbacks. Look for pullbacks. Maybe a pullback to this 137 could be a great opportunity. A little break and retest. Buying here at the highs is a little bit questionable. I never like to recommend anyone to buy things when it's at all-time highs. It's not something I like to say. But if we get a pullback, maybe to 137, great opportunity. AbbVie, just in general, is a fantastic long-term investment. Great dividend, great growth, healthcare name. I think a lot of people agree. It's a great, great company. All right. I just want to look at Shop real quick because it's relevant, guys, for you guys here, and then we're going to jump out. We're going to get going. So Shopify, big downside off earnings, guys. You can see this was the wedge we were talking about, and it is breaking to the downside of the wedge. So not good for Shop. It looks like they announced slowing growth or something like that. So not great words out of the company. I would just watch this 780 low. If you break below this 780 low, then I would definitely look for downside if it breaks that 780. Look at that. You break that 780, you're coming down. Where are you coming down to? Let's see. There's not much support here. Maybe 700. Maybe even, oh man, I don't want to think about Shop at 538. I don't have shares of Shopify. That is one stock that I have not added, and maybe I need to wait. So 705, 538. If you break that 780, guys, you might get some more downside here. All right. If you guys could be so kind to press the like button. We have 400 likes with 1,200 people. If maybe we can get to a half ratio, maybe 500 likes, 550, something like that. If you guys could help me out with that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys want to join the Discord chat where I trade live every day, come check it out. It's down below in the comments or in the description. Press the link. Come hang out for a month. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do, come stay, come learn, come trade with us. Here's the link. If you can't find it, just go to this website. You'll see everything there. You can also go to that website and check out the merch. We got some more orders going on, so if you guys want to check out the merchandise, you can go to that website as well. Thank you guys for everything. Rich Beast has said NASDAQ sell-off 1,000 times in this live chat. I see you, Rich. Great. Big sell-off. It's, what is it, 0.5%? All right, let's see what happens today, guys. FOMC minutes, that's going to be the important thing. Watch out for FOMC minutes. That's going to be the volatility. So we're either going to get ugliness from that if they say something too aggressive, or we're going to see some, hold. So thank you guys. Yes, I do it every day. I'll be here every day. I'll be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.